So, hello. It's good to see you. I am actually interviewing Beata today instead of you interviewing someone.
I know.
And the reason for this is because you may know or may not that Beata has written a book and it's coming out really soon, which I'm really excited about.
Yes, so am I.
So I've got some questions to ask you if that's okay, just so that we can understand a bit more about what it's about.
Yeah. So it feels a bit weird that this is the
I know.
other way around, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try and be as good as you interview.
Thank you.
Okay, so the first thing is, what inspired you to start writing?
Okay. So some of you may know me, and you may not feel that I am mental, but I don't know if you have the same thing, but I have this voice in my head. So I just heard in my head that I should start writing a book. And I ignored it straight away. And I was like, I am not a writer. I am a teacher. And I cannot write a book. I don't know how to write a book. But then in the end, I mean, it kept on coming back to me. And it was just telling me, Beata, write a book.
I think a lot of us have our own voices, but what we don't necessarily do is either hear them properly or listen to them.
Yes.
But yours is very clear, I think. Yeah.
Yes, mine is very clear and sometimes it's very annoying. You know, when you start, you know you should be doing something.
Yeah, you just don't know what or how to start.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then, but once you start doing it, once
clear.
Yes, once you start taking action, then somehow you know. So you only know the next step. So then when I started writing, it was like, okay, so then write about what happened in your childhood, because the book is, and we will talk about it, about, I am not English, but I live in England. I come from Czechoslovakia, which was a communist country. And so I started with my childhood. Like, I started writing about all the things that happened when I was small.
That made you you, and that you were born into.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you always wanted to be a writer?
Never, Nicola. Never. As I said, I am a teacher. I studied English language and literature at university. So, and I have always loved books, but I have always loved reading books.
Yes, you have.
Okay,
so because I remember you would always talk to me about books that aren't dissimilar to the book you're writing now, in the same way, sort of a self-discovery.
Yes.
And really found that kind of thing inspiring, didn't you?
Yes, but I never thought that I would be writing a book, and I never thought that one day I would be having an interview about my upcoming book. Like, never in a million years. Like, no.
It's very exciting.
Yes.
My next question is about your book title. So what is the book title? How did you come up with it? And what is the significance?
So the book title is The Sickle and the Crown. It is a new title. Before I had a different one. But when I was on the train to London recently, I just had this thought in my head that should be the title. So again, it comes back to my voice, that it's just, you know, these things just appear. So the sickle represents the Russia and my childhood, and the crown stands for England and the royalty and the new life. But also the significance is that some people think that you should forget everything about your past, and your past is not important, but actually in my book you will see that it's the opposite. That you need to have the courage to look back into your past and everything that happened to you, because it made you who you are. And then you need to do something, and I'm not going to say what, to heal, and so that you can have a better future, a better life, and you can live powerfully. So
fantastic.
That's the idea behind. Okay.
My next question is the key theme. What is the theme of the book? I'm sure everyone's dying to know. And what subjects do you bring up?
So as I said, it is an autobiography or a memoir.
Autobiography.
Just like memoir is better. We are having an English lesson. English pronunciation lesson.
Yeah.
Yes, I should have said actually that Nicola is a drama teacher, and she just corrected my pronunciation. So autobiography.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's just the stress was a little out, but I like your stress. I love
You
it.
like my stress.
Not that stress.
But this is something. So what is that actually connects with the message of my book? It's about identity. Sometimes people don't know who they are, or you don't want to know, or you hide behind a mask.
I mean, try and forget it.
Yes. And to look at all the things that happen to you and why they happen to you, and then you will get a better understanding of who you are, and you will get a greater outlook on your life, and then you will know that if you are in a similar situation, that you will react differently.
And also, from what you've spoken to me, to see those things, especially those things in life that previously you may have felt were incredibly negative and had a negative impact on how you deal with situations now. If you heal, I suppose, you then see them in a different light. You then see them slightly positively because they've made you who you are, and you use them for the good.
Yes.
So they become things that are no longer negative.
Yes,
And,
exactly.
and I guess that would change your whole life. I imagine it's quite difficult to do.
It is, because sometimes, you know, we all have our pasts and things that happen to us, and things we don't necessarily want to talk about, or things we want to forget about. But unless we do something about it, it will always affect us. But sometimes people don't even know what to do. But I was lucky because I had someone in my life who taught me how to deal with these things. So they no longer affect me. So they no longer have control over me. So if I am in a situation, then I know, this is what I should do. So he basically taught me, he gave me the tools.
The tools to be able to do that. Go back and do that.
Yes.
That's amazing, because when you hear about people who've achieved great things, and you always think, you know, what made that person? Quite often when you know, I've either read about somebody or listened to a podcast about someone who's achieved something amazing, and then you hear their past, and quite often they're people who have suffered a lot.
Yes.
And you think, oh my goodness, how can these people, you know, myself in comparison, maybe my suffering isn't as comparable, but how have they reached something so big? But it's because they suffered a lot, and then they were able to use it that made them great now.
Yes. So it's one thing is they suffered a lot, but also they learned how to use that.
Absolutely.
So it's some people suffer a lot, but they continue suffering.
Yes.
And this is the key message of my book. Maybe you suffered a lot. Maybe your childhood was difficult. Maybe you experienced traumas and all the awful things, but that doesn't mean that you have to carry it, you know, with you until you die.
So, have you got any anything new that will be revealed in the book? Because I know it's sort of an autobiography. So, are there any things that will be a surprise, perhaps, to us, or any secrets?
Yes. So I don't want to reveal much, but there are bits about the politics as well.
And how they've been involved with your family, links to your family. And
some of the secrets go back to the Second World War. And I only discovered these when I was writing this book. So this is what happens: you start something, and you only need to see the next step. You don't need to see the whole journey, because along the way things will keep on happening, and you will keep on meeting people or discovering things. And then so there were, I think, 3 really like bombshell events or informations I have discovered about my family, and which were like mind-blowing.
I think this is really interesting because I think that takes your book from just being a self-help book to something you know, slightly different in a really interesting way, that it's a book that will help reveal things and help you live a better life, but it's also a book with connections to history that I know I will find really interesting. So it has both of them,
I hope so. Yes.
Can you tell us about the process for the cover of your book?
When I did this post on my Facebook, on my social media sites, a person I met on my holiday in Croatia contacted me, and she just, when she saw the post, she told me that she felt she wanted to paint the picture, the cover. She wanted to draw the cover for me.
Yeah.
But she thought it was too late. And after I had read her message, I was like, no, I would like her to paint the picture, because I just feel it will make the book even more interesting.
So personal as well.
Personal, but also she is from Croatia, and Croatia used to be a part of Yugoslavia. And again, there is this link with the history. So at the moment, I cannot wait to see
the finished article.
Yes.
Wow. People say that writing is healing in itself.
Oh, yes.
So, you know, I imagine that's, especially when you're writing about yourself and experiences, people say...
It is true.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is healing. And I am a very authentic person.
Yes.
And so when I am, you know, there were moments when I laughed when I was writing, when I was so frustrated because I was like, this is not going anywhere, and I'm not going to write this, and why am I writing this, and why should I? Who will want to hear about me and read my story and this? So I was frustrated.
Like imposter syndrome.
Yes, why? Who do you think you are? And then also there were moments when I cried. Like, because I had to go through the same painful moments again.
Yeah, you relived it.
Yes, but also because I just felt that whoever will be reading it can learn from it. Or so this was...
And it's quite, I mean, it's an act of giving, isn't it? Because you're giving,
Yes,
if these are things that have hurt you or been difficult for you, that's a very courageous thing to do, to share them. I mean, many people keep those as secrets because they're hard. So to share them and to share them to help other people, I think that's really courageous.
It
so
is.
No wonder you cried.
Yes, but also it is the balance. How much should you reveal? And but then I read that my life story can be a survival guide for someone else, and the things you don't want to write about, you should.
Yeah.
Because they are very deep.
Yeah.
And I just hope, I really hope that it can help someone.
I'm sure it will.
I think it will.
Yeah. More than one.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So tell me something. I think I know the answer to this
Yes,
question.
you do.
So, is there any future for your book? Do you think you can see it living elsewhere? In other words, could it be dramatized?
Yes.
With me? No, I don't think so. Maybe not.
Maybe yes.
You know, like in a film or TV drama?
Yes,
or...
I think because it's a mixture, as I said, it's an autobiography, a bit of politics and history. I think, and the story is really interesting, and the events that have happened, and so I think it will make a really, really interesting and inspirational movie. So yes, it is my dream.
And so if it does get made into a movie and you had any choice over who would play you, who would you? Which actress? Obviously me.
Oh yes,
Apart from me.
Seriously. Yes, of course.
No,
you,
who do you?
Nicola.
No, I'm joking. No. I'm too close to you. It needs to be someone else.
No, I don't know about me, but I like Colin Firth, so I think he could play my grandfather. And then Emma Thompson, but I don't know who she can play.
Well, you heard it here, guys.
Yes.
Contact her.
Yes, please.
Okay, so what do you hope that your readers, when we buy the book, which we will in our thousands, what do you hope we will take away from it?
You will find out a little bit more about the history. So because of what's happening with Ukraine, I think it's relevant. So some people have no idea about the communist regime and the influence of Russia that had on my life, for example. There was no freedom of religion, of no freedom of speech, and these kind of things which are unthinkable now. But this is how I grew up. We couldn't go to church. We couldn't express our faith. So this is one thing. Another thing is a bit about the politics. You never know who you can meet and how you have to adjust. You know, when you meet these big people and you suddenly don't know oh my goodness, do I need to change? Do I need to become a different person?
You know, whoever you meet in life, be it people who are very high profile, you've had the opportunity to meet really high profile people. You know, quite often we feel like we need to be the better versions of ourselves, or we judge ourselves on their, on whether they are better than us, or we value their their profile, and we rate them in terms of achieving more, and therefore that makes us not know how to behave around people like that. But you've had quite a lot of experience with people like that, and actually I imagine it gives you confidence to be yourself.
It does, and like, you know who you are, you know how to react, or
but that's what will connect you to somebody. I think people recognize and people like you and me when we are truly ourselves.
The big word for me is the truth. So everything in the book is true, and sometimes you may feel that this cannot be true, like there is no chance this could have happened to her. Everything in the book is true. And there are moments, seriously, when like, I am this kind of person that my life is far from boring.
I know.
It's just things keep happening to me. I know that when you read this, you will say, there's no chance this could have happened to her.
I think you're very open.
I have always been very open.
One of the reasons why these things happen to you.
I'm a person who does not believe in accidents. I don't think things happen by accident. There is a purpose. Things happen for a reason. Even the bad things and everything happens for a reason. So everything that happened to you, there was a reason, and then you will later find out why it happened. But yes, I'm very open, I'm very honest, and the book is true. But you will feel sometimes that you are reading a fiction. I can now say that my book launch will be hopefully in a couple of months. Again, watch the social media sites. And what we do in Slovakia is that we've got a baptism. So that means you have godparents for the book, and then you bless the book. And Nicola...
Not just with water, though.
Not just with water.
This is the bit I like,
Champagne. And then, so Nicola is one of the godparents.
I'm very honoured.
And so am I, that you said yes. So Nicola represents the crown.
I'm not sure I'm worthy of that.
Of course you are. And then my other cousin will represent the Sickle, the Russia, and my Czechoslovakian
side of the family.
Yes. So this is, I think, very exciting. So
that will happen at the book launch?
That will happen at the book launch.
And the dates will be revealed on Facebook
soon. Yes. Then the book launch will be live streamed here on YouTube and on Facebook, I think, if everything goes well. So what, you just need to say thank you. Same you.
Just to say that I can't wait for your book. I know that it's going to be amazing. I know it's going to be motivational.
Yeah, but you are my friend.
Well, yeah, no.
You need to say this.
No. Because, I mean, the first time I met you, there was definitely something about you. I feel like you see through people, definitely. There have been so many experiences that I've had with Beata that she wouldn't say to sell herself. But you do have a gift. I think you have a gift. And you've really helped me. And to see things and understand myself, and so I know that you can do this for other people. I know that, and so I know that I mean, I still feel I can get something, even though I've had this experience with you. I still feel that I'm going to buy the book and I will get something else from the book.
And you are in it, and Molly is in it.
Yes.
And the miracle that we both experienced with Molly, and that's another thing that was mind-blowing. So if you don't believe in miracles, after reading this book, you will. Will they?
Yeah.
And miracles do happen, and that's one chapter in my book.
But you facilitated that as well. Well,
I'm only a channel.
You are.
Because I believe in it.
Yeah.
You know, if you believe in miracles, they happen. If you don't believe in miracles, they don't happen. So it's not, it's easy. It's simple. It's simple as that.
Well, it's simple for you, but that's why it's not simple for us, and that's why we need to buy your book.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, well, can I just say thank you for coming and speaking to me?
Yes.
I'm not sure I was as good an interviewer as you are for other
Nicola,
people.
you are amazing.
No, I'm not so sure about that. But I tried. And
Thank you so much,
Beata.
Nicola. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.